Hello. Hope everybody's doing all right tonight. This microphone to where it'll stay still. There we go. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, 16. That's what I'm going to call you because I can't pronounce words. Ice Mask is here. John's here. Hey, everybody. Hope everybody's doing all right tonight. What is that behind me? Emma's cup? That's Emma's cup, my daughter. I don't want you guys seeing how. And then and there's my air right there. See, I really should just turn the camera on first. That way you don't see my messy house. Anyway, hope everybody's doing all right today. Southern California, Indiana. Hey, Master. How are you doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing okay. So, I got my, I think I talked about this last week. My wife went and ordered the Amazon sprayers, and I haven't had a chance to even open them yet. I'm going to do, I don't know if you guys have seen lately, but I just left another live stream because you're cooler. All right, at least somebody. I got somebody fooled tonight. But, so I have, what is it that I got here? I've been doing these videos lately. I don't know if very many people have seen them. But if you'll notice right here, I've got these, I started doing a couple reviews. I've got Raid and I've got Home Defense that I did reviews on. And so I'm actually doing a review on these plastic sprayers from Amazon. Sorry, I'm tired. It's a long day today. But so for you guys that don't know, I have this Amazon page, which links in the description. But if you scroll down here and you'll see this B&G. Now this is what I use. This is a professional piece of equipment for pest control technicians. Most pest control technicians, if not all of them, either use an Aerofog or a B&G, which are both about the same price point, not much difference. The problem is Amazon's got these things listed at like $600 a piece, and they're great, but if you go to do your own, they're like $350 a piece. I actually just bought a brand new one because I needed a new tank, mix something else in the tank, but just yesterday actually. And so one of the questions I get asked on stream all the time, and even in my in my descriptions, are, is there any way I can get a cheaper version, like like a garden sprayer like this? And so actually I think, is this one of them, Alicia?
What'd you say, love?
Is that one of the ones?
I believe so.
Yeah. So she ordered this one and a couple other ones, but anyway, I'm going to do a review and I'm going to show you what I think. She said I'm going to order what I would order if I buy them, if I'm going to deal with bed bugs or roaches or whatever, and then you can use it and you can tell me how bad it is or if it's even worth the money. So that's what I'm going to do. I went and bought 3 of them, and I'm going to do that for you guys because you've been asking for it, and so I'm going to do it. But anyway, Jennifer said, do bed bugs have natural predators? Well, yeah, bugs and stuff will eat bed bugs. Somebody came in here. Somebody was coming in here almost every single weekend or week when I would do my live streams. They would come in almost every week, and they would say that, do you know anybody that eats bed bugs? And, and I was like, well, I don't know anyone that eats them. And then I got to looking into it, and apparently there are actually people that eat bed bugs. Let me check if I can fix my camera. My camera is messed up today. Yeah, I look tired. But anyway. So, yeah, but there are bugs and stuff that eat bed bugs. All of my dog's initials. Oh, I see. So your name is all of your dog's initials. Question, do I need to pull the carpet away from the baseboards to spray? No, you don't need to do that. No, and you don't need to pull off tack strips. So the place that you want to treat is right where the carpet meets the baseboard, and some of the chemical will get on the carpet, some of the chemical will get on the baseboard, but the point is to treat that entryway, because if the bed bugs are hiding in the wall and they start coming out around the baseboards, they're going to crawl across the chemical barrier you've created and they'll die. And so you don't have to pull everything apart and spray down in there. Now, the review I did just recently on Raid, I actually go over in this video right here the different types of like injector needles. So a lot of these Raid, and I'll show you here, let me show you. Raid. So this is some Raid. Let's see. Raid. Let's try Roach. There they are. So these ones right here have an injector needle on them. See how they've got, like, it's not a needle, it's like a little WD-40 tube or whatever on the can. These are actually better to use if you're going to try to kill like roaches, ants, and stuff like that, because you can pull that that tube out and actually spray in the crack. You don't need to get that advanced with, bed bugs or anything like that. You don't have to do that at all. You just treat around the area that they have to crawl across and it will kill them. Do I need to pull clothes out of the dressers or just spray around the perimeter? Same for the closet. Yeah, just spray around the perimeter is typically all you need to do. Now, in extreme cases where the bed bugs are really out of control, I have actually treated in dressers, chest of drawers, closets, and had the customer remove the clothing and stuff from those areas. But I've only done that maybe a handful of times over 23 years. It's not very often that you need to do it. I could probably count on one hand how many times I've asked the customer to pull out all their clothes and stuff out of their dressers. It's not really required. See, that thing still went off. Even though you told it do not disturb, it still went off. Yeah. It's going to go off every night at 10 o'clock. But anyway. Have you ever seen electric sprayers? Yes. I don't like them. Ice Mask says, I'm still getting bit, but they seem smaller, so I'll do a third treatment. How many times how long have you been treating, Ice Mask? I'm curious as to know which bugs eat bed bugs. Well, let's see. Let's ask. Which bugs eat bed bugs? I mean, I know lizards will. What eats bed bugs? Let's see. List of insects or natural bedbug predators that eat bedbugs. These insects and spiders can be drawn to infestations or high populations of bedbugs in certain areas. They might give away that the bedbug's location. Assassin bugs. So if anybody knows what an assassin bug is, there was actually a news story done on assassin bugs not too long ago. They're called the kissing bug, and they can make you sick, and they carry a... Hey, Alicia, yeah. What is that disease that the kissing bug will give you? Is it pregnant women that are at high risk for a kissing bug?
I don't think so, no.
Something that they do to you.
Haga's disease.
Haga's disease. That's
how you say it.
Yeah, or Chagas disease. Chagas disease or Haga's disease or whatever. But the kissing bug eats bed bugs. The masked hunter primarily feeds on bed bugs and other insects. If mishandled, it may bite humans in defense, and that's the kissing bug. So they actually eat bed bugs. They hunt and eat bed bugs. It's one of their primary dietary desires. So, house cockroaches, German cockroaches eat them. Oriental cockroach, American cockroaches, brown banded cockroach. So pretty much every type of cockroach gets in the house will eat bed bugs, except for wood roaches. Pharaoh ants will eat them. Spiders, mites, centipedes will eat them. Centipedes eat lots of bugs, though. I've been leaving the wolf spiders alone when I see one, hoping they'll eat... Yeah, wolf spiders will eat bed bugs. In fact, it says here... Greece, Russia, and Ukraine have spiders that actually hunt bed bugs. Not good. The thing is, they only give me the actual name. Let's do a search here of this spider so I know a more simple name. Dude, that's a scary looking spider. Here you go. These eat bed bugs. This is a natural predator of bed bugs. It's a type of spider that lives in Greece, Russia, and Ukraine. So that's a pretty interesting looking spider. That's an ugly looking spider. Spiders aren't, I don't know. Some people like spiders. Some people have spiders as pets. But started on May 5th and was getting bit up. So I did another treatment on the 25th of May. Washed everything on that Saturday. Yes, so you really only need to treat about once every 3 or 4 weeks for crossfire. I typically treat my customer homes once a month with crossfire. And if you have to do a second treatment, it's usually because of reinfestation or they just had an extreme case. So in really bad cases. So if you go to my TikTok, which is right here, which I wanted to play this. So I want to play this for you guys. So I made this a couple years ago, and I thought I'd do it now since I'm not going to be here on Father's Day because, you know, I only stream on Thursdays, and Father's Day is always over the weekend. I wanted to show this to you guys because I think it's funny. Let me see. Video capture. Let's see. Let's see if this thing will work now.
Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to you.
Did my stream just reconnect? Let me know if you guys could see me all right. It said the stream got disconnected. I don't know if it got disconnected or not. I don't know if you guys could see that video or not. It gave me a warning, said the stream had been disconnected. Just let me know if you guys could still see me. But anyway, that's my TikTok. You go check it out. It's some funny stuff on there. So I just made that tonight, actually. I actually made it. I made it a couple years ago, but I did the video. I just made the TikTok today. So, yes, but customers don't want any spiders. No, customers don't want spiders. Nobody likes spiders. I know a lot of people that would rather have spiders than bed bugs because bed bugs are pretty miserable. So, let's see. Sandra says, is it normal to see some bed bugs in the AM after having the place sprayed 2 times? Yeah, you can. You know, the thing is, so this is a question I get asked a lot. A lot of people will ask me if it's normal to see bed bugs. You know, I had a lady actually call me the other day, and she said she had Terminex come out and treat her house, and it had only been maybe 3 days, and she's still getting bit up by bed bugs. And I said, well, and she's like, is this normal? Do you think I need to call them back and have them out here? And I said, I know it's frustrating. I said, it's very frustrating when you're getting eaten up with bugs and you just want the bugs to be dead. But you've got to understand that there is a period from the time that you treat, whether you do it yourself or whether you have someone else treat it for you, that you have to expect that the bugs are going to come out. Bugs, not just bed bugs, but spiders, ants, roaches, you know, all kinds of bugs. They stay hidden away. You don't see them all the time. You know, you might see them sometimes when they're out foraging for food or hunting, like spiders. If they're out looking for food or something, you might see them. But most of the time, you don't. And even with bed bugs, you typically only have them come out at night when you're asleep. So if your termite or pest control guy comes out and treats the house during the day, of course it's sunny, you go to bed that night, and so you're laying in bed that night. The bugs that are hiding away don't actually come out and crawl. They don't actually come out and crawl. I'm sorry, Jennifer, you could type that again. It accidentally deleted your message. But the bed bugs don't actually come out and crawl out during the middle of the day. So you expect them to have to come out at night. And so the pesticide's already dry by nighttime. And so when it's dry, it takes 2 to 4 hours to kill a bug, whether it's a bed bug or a roach or an ant or whatever it is. It's going to take a little while for it to die. And at that point, the bugs can actually get to you, bite you, and crawl back over in the cracks and crevices. Bed bugs only feed for about 2 hours every night, between 2 and 4 in the morning. That's the most likely time you're going to get bit by bed bugs, unless you're just heavily infested. If you have a lot of bed bugs, then you might get bit, at different times of the day. But typically, it's between 2 and 4 in the morning. And it takes 2 to 4 hours to kill a bed bug when the chemical's fresh and freshly dried. So you can expect to get bit because they have to crawl out to get to you. And when they do, they'll die eventually, but they don't die right away. And so it's really common, even though the house has been treated, to still get bit by bed bugs. You can get bit for weeks because it can take a week to 10 days for an egg to hatch. That baby doesn't actually come out and bite you when it first hatches. They're not like, oh, I just woke up, it's time to go get some breakfast. That's not how they are. They actually wait a week to 10 days to bite you too. So they don't bite you right away. And so within 20 to 21 days at most, you get your first bite from an egg that hatched, from an egg that was laid today. You figure a week to 10 days plus a week to 10 days, maximum about 20 to 21 days that you get bit the first time. And so at that point, the chemical is so weak that it may even take, 8, 9, 10 hours for a bug to die after it's crawled through it. And that is plenty of time for them to come out. In fact, in some cases, they might even bite you one night, come back out and bite you again the next night. And so that's an issue when it gets so stretched out so far like that. And that's why you want to retreat in a month, because you're going to replenish that diluted chemical. You're going to treat again, and then you're going to get that boosted high strength chemical again to kill anything that might actually be able to come out, bite you, and then go back and lay eggs. Because the problem is, even if that bed bug dies, if it's able to lay eggs before it dies, then you defeat the purpose. You need to treat again so you have a maximum strength pesticide, because in a week to 10 days, at the 28 to 29 day mark, if that bed bug lays an egg right then, by the time that egg hatches, it's outside of the range of crossfire, so you need to treat again. I always tell people, if you get bit on between day 30 and 40, you really need to plan on treating your house again right away, because you want to try to catch those eggs before they're laid. You want to kill the female before she lays those eggs. Jennifer Lego says, every time someone clicks the like button, a bed bug dies. Prove me wrong.
What did you say?
I said, Jennifer says, every time someone clicks the like button, a bed bug dies. Prove me wrong. Actually liking the video does really help the channel. It really does. Disliking the channel helps too. So if you don't like me, you can dislike me too. That helps too. But is it normal to see? Okay, so she asked that. Ice Mask says, someone said it best about bed bugs. I will never wish it upon my worst enemy, because they're terrible creatures. Yeah, I mean, there are some people that I would probably wish had bed bugs. I won't talk about it here, but there are some people that I wouldn't cry if they had bed bugs. I don't hate anybody though. I try not to hate anybody. I try to see it from everyone's point of view. Every bad guy is someone else's good guy. So, I just wanted to let you guys know too. I do have Skype up. The phone number works, but I've actually started receiving some calls on this number when I'm not live. So Skype only works when I'm on live stream. So I did have a lot of missed calls. Actually several missed calls since the last time I did my live stream. So if you're watching this and I'm not live, I'm not actually answering calls through my Skype number, because this is actually Skype. I pay for this number so you guys can call me and talk to me and ask me questions if you ever want to. Some people don't like to type. Some people like to talk. Some people can get what they need said better in their voice rather than text. So I just wanted to mention that. I bought a blow-up bed just in case. I don't want to invest in a mattress. They're going, if they are going unit to unit. Yeah, I agree with that. Actually, if you do now, I normally don't recommend the use of mattress encasements. In fact, if you go to my Amazon page, I don't even have them listed on my Amazon page because I don't feel like they're a viable solution for bed bugs. Now, if you buy a mattress and it's brand new and you've never brought it in your apartment and you want to put a mattress encasement on your mattress to protect your investment, by all means, they work for that. You don't want to get a cheap encasement. You don't want to get something that tears or rips or, it's cheap. You typically pay quite a bit of money for a decent mattress encasement. It's made of really tightly woven cloth that the bed bugs can't actually get through. And it's got the Velcro zippers on the sides, so they can't get around the zipper or anything. And those actually work really well to protect your investment. But if you already have bed bugs and you're worried that, about you're trying to kill bed bugs on your mattress encasements will not kill bed bugs on a mattress. Telly Thornton says, I have some drain flies in my basement. What's the best way to kill them? If they're only in your basement, you could typically put about a cap full of bleach down the drain. So what drain flies do is they breed in dirty drains. So if your drains are dirty, like gunky, gooey, mildew, maybe they're dry, maybe they don't get a lot of water. If your basement doesn't leak ever and you don't get a lot of water in it, they'll dry out. Your floor drains and stuff will dry out. And so it's actually a good practice if you don't have a leaky basement to dump about a gallon of water in each of your floor drains just to fill the trap, and that will help with drain flies. Also, if you wash the bleach down the drain, what it does is it kills the bacteria and it cleans the drain. You can also use vinegar and baking soda, things like that, to actually kill the bacteria and force all the garbage that builds up in the drain back down the drain into your septic, and that will help a lot with drain flies. In fact, I usually advise people that don't really use, so if you've got a double basin sink and one side you've got a dish board where you just drain your dishes and you wash your dishes in the other side, then you'll want to take the drain board out and actually put a little bit of bleach and clean that drain too, because it's really common for drain flies to breed in the side that the dishes are just drip drying in, because it's not getting enough water to actually wash the gooey debris and the bioorganisms down the drain. And that's what drain flies breed in. So, and you won't have drain flies anymore. It will solve your drain fly problem. Ramar16 says, we made the mistake of moving to another room to sleep. Now they've spread. Yep, they'll spread to every room of your house. Bed bugs will be everywhere. Jennifer says, I left the plastic from the factory on it. I don't see bed bugs on my bed, mostly the couch. I think they hitchhike. Now, I will tell you, the factory plastic that goes on your mattress, if they actually have little pin-size holes in it where they melt it together. So when the mattress goes in the plastic bag, it's got this machine that comes down and clamps down on the edge and seals it. Along that seam, you'll actually have little teeny tiny holes that bed bugs can fit through. And so what they'll do is they'll start living inside that plastic bag, inside your box spring and inside your mattress, and you can't get to them at all because they're sealed up inside there. They're not sealed to where they can get out, but it's sealed to where you can't get to them. So when I go into a house and I find that the mattress and box spring are still sealed in the factory plastic, I typically will actually go in and remove the plastic from the mattress and box spring so I can treat the mattress and box spring. And I have found a lot of times bed bugs actually living inside the box spring and the mattress, even though it's still sealed in the plastic from the factory. But bed bugs, so Jennifer also says, I think they hitchhike on the cat. She's always sits on it. Bed bugs do not hitchhike on cats or dogs, gerbils, rabbits. They don't transfer on you. They'll transfer in your clothes. They'll get into your pockets. They'll get into your folds of your, in your collar and stuff, up around in here. But they won't actually hitchhike on your pets because they can't hold on. Bed bugs are a little different. So bugs have these little sticky pads on their feet that allow them to climb up surfaces. Bed bugs don't have a very good way to grip. They don't have those sticky pads. So these ones right here in this little vial that I have, you could just get them in there. You could just shake them, and they just fall right down because they can't hold on very well at all. All they need is a little jostle, and they can't hang on to the glass. So they can slowly work their way up. But if you shake them and you disrupt them, they fall right down. And a dog and a cat's going to run through the house, and the bed bugs are going to fall right off of them. So they can't actually stay on a dog or a cat. I mean, even fleas will fall off of your dog and cat if they shake and stuff and scratch. But fleas can hold on. They can hold on. They've got little barbs on the end of their feet that you can't see. They're like microscopic, that allow them to grip on and hold on to things. I won't let my dogs on the couches now because I don't want them to be fed off of. Yeah, and they will. They will eat your pets. In fact, none of us have sat on either couches in over a month now, so the bed bugs are out looking for us. Dennis Westry says, Crossfire, buy it, use it. I agree with that. Jennifer says, Sheba has long fur. I guess that's your cat. I do my best not to touch the couch until I can treat again. You could sit on the couch. In fact, I always recommend people use the furniture. You know, if you're going to treat with Crossfire, the reason you treat with Crossfire is so you can use your furniture, because Crossfire is safe. So you could use it on your furniture, let it dry, and then use your furniture. Sit on it.
But the problem is that the bed bugs don't see the Crossfire.
Right.
They don't know it's there.
Right.
If you change your habits and you start sitting on your carpet,
Right.
where there is no Crossfire, where you're not allowed to spray Crossfire,
Right.
they're going to be getting less exposure, which is not what you want. You want
Right.
to sit on your couch. You want to sleep in your bed.
Right. Right. Because, yeah, exactly. So the reason you spray Crossfire is Crossfire is non-repellent. You're basically, the bed bugs don't see you doing anything. They don't know anything has changed. So you shouldn't change your behavior either. Just behave like you always did, as if you don't have bed bugs. Use your couch. Use your bed. If you start using, like, for example, I can't remember what your name was, but the girl earlier that mentioned her boy, I'm not going to assume, I don't know who it was, but they're talking about a blow-up mattress. You bought a blow-up mattress. You could treat the blow-up mattress with Crossfire, but the point is that let's say you had them in your bedroom. You don't want to lay on your bed because there's bed bugs in your bed. So you decide to blow up an air mattress and sleep in this living room because you don't want to lay in the bed because there's bed bugs there and you've treated with Crossfire. So you start sleeping in the living room. Well, the bed bugs don't crawl on the bed because you're not in the bed. If you're in the bed, using the bed bugs are going to crawl out. They're going to bite you, but they're going to get in the chemical. The whole point is that, yes, they bite you. And yes, it's very annoying. It's very irritating because they're still biting you. You don't want them to bite you. But if you bait them out, be the bait, be the carrot in the box, so that when the bed bug comes out, you pull the string out and it catches the bed bug and it dies. That's the whole point.
Peanut butter on a mousetrap.
Yeah, peanut butter on a mousetrap. That's exactly right. You're the peanut butter on a mousetrap, but it's a bed bug trap. You're the peanut butter on a bed bug trap. You're the human on you're the big piece of chocolate cake. And the bed bug's like, oh, it's so good, except it's full of blood and I want to eat it and that's disgusting. But they will come out and they will bite you. And it's annoying, but they will die. And that is when you get the last laugh. Yes, they get their last meal, like the inmate on death row. They get their last meal. The bed bug, when they start walking towards you while you're on your couch or you're in your bed, they are on death row. You know, what is it? What is that thing? Walking the green mile? You know? And they will die. They will die. I'll be right back. I got to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. If I can remember what button to push. Oh, sorry about that. Let's see. Dennis, I'm guessing you were successful with Crossfire. Ice Mask said, truth be told, I used the Home Depot sprayer and it's pretty good, didn't break, and I was able to do 2 treatments that way. Ramar says, I have Crossfire and Semexa, but I haven't used it yet. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my 3 huge dogs for 3 to 4 hours. I wouldn't use Semexa if you're using Crossfire. And the reason why is because it is a bit of a repellent to bed bugs. And the mode of action, the problem is you got to realize there's a mode of action with your pesticides. That the Semexa is a lot like DE, diatomaceous earth. So the difference, in fact, diatomaceous earth, I think it's like over 80% of it is Semexa. It's silica dioxide. And then it's got diatoms mixed in it. And it's just not required to kill bed bugs. You don't need to use Semexa. I know some people do, but the only place you're really going to want to put any kind of insecticide dust is going to be in the wall, around like your outlets, places that you can't spray because there's electrical devices. Those are the places you put dust. Otherwise, just treat the cracks and crevices. You're going to kill your bed bugs. Do not put Semexa on your mattress. Do not put Semexa in your box spring. Do not treat anywhere you use Crossfire with Semexa. It can interfere with the way that Crossfire works. So, Jennifer says, I wish I knew about your channel a couple of years ago. My family member had bed bugs. Bad. She threw a lot of stuff out. I had a lady call me today, and she's local, and she's like, I threw away everything except my bed, and I think she said she kept one other piece of furniture. She threw away clothes. She threw away drapes. She threw away all kinds of really expensive things. And I told her, I said, I wish you had called me first because I could have saved you a lot of money. And it's expensive when you're having to replace an entire wardrobe. So, now there have been a couple times where I've told people to actually throw away their bed, but I think I've only done that 3 times in 23 years. I've only told 3 people to throw away their bed. One person I did tell to throw away the couch, and that's it. Very rarely are the infestations so bad that I can't get rid of them. And in fact, even in those instances, I could have easily gotten rid of the bed bugs in the furniture they had. May have taken a little bit longer than normal. And that's one of the reasons that they ended up throwing it away, because they just wanted to get rid of the bed bugs quicker. So, and it does help. You get rid of the vast majority. Ice Mask says, I would set a day you're off of work and take them to a park someplace. Crossfire dries. Yeah, I agree with that. That's a good thing to do too. A lot of people will do that. They'll go for a walk and they'll walk the dogs. So I usually tell people 2 to 3 hours or until the chemicals dry, whichever is longest. That's when you want to come back in with Crossfire. But I have been in homes and I have treated with Crossfire larger homes where it might take me 30 or 45 minutes to get from one side of the house to the other. And by the time I'm walking back through, a lot of the furniture is almost dry. So depending on how heavily you apply it, it dries pretty quickly. And if you've got ceiling fans on and things, circulating the air around, sometimes you can get it dry within an hour. And that's not a big deal. People can walk around the block, take an hour and come back in, and you can do a test touch and just see if it's still damp. And if it is, then you can go back out and walk some more and play with the dogs, play fetch, whatever. And then you don't have to worry about, trying to put the dogs in a kennel or, anything like that. In fact, you can kennel your animals. You can put them in crates and stuff and still treat, as long as you're not going to treat all over them. It's not a problem to put them in crates and stuff. There's no toxic vapor to Crossfire. So when you spray it and it starts to dry on the baseboard, it's not actually creating a toxic fume that's going into the air that's going to hurt your pets or even you. It doesn't do that. And so you don't have to worry about, breathing the air or wearing like a face mask or a respirator or anything like that, because you're not going to get exposed in that way when it's just drying on the baseboards. It doesn't hurt you. Crystal Douglas. Hey, Crystal. I know you. This live chat is timed perfectly. It's a great support group before I go to bed. I actually said that. So I have a Discord that you can join if anyone is on Discord. Links in the description below. But it's actually, I think it's right here. So let's see. This is my Discord. So I always post videos typically the night before. I'll give like thumbnails. Like this is a thumbnail to a video when I release the home defense video. And then this is a thumbnail for the Honest Raid product review. And if I ever find like this is just people talking. See, there's Kojin right there. He's in chat tonight. And so this is just where people can come and kind of hang out. Sometimes I post. I forgot to post tonight in the Discord that I was live. But and if anyone is actually, a member of Discord, you're welcome to post the link to the live stream tonight if you want. But yeah, so there's a bird bite video. So when people come in here and they ask questions, I've got general chat. I've got bed bugs right here. So you can go through and you can read about bed bugs. I actually posted up here. I said, I think I've created quite the support group in here because people are really giving people honest advice. And they're telling me, this is what I did to help deal with the stress of the bed bugs. This is how I dealt with it. And I have had to get on a couple people trying to give bad advice and pretty crappy advice actually. But like the spider chat, there's nothing in there. Nobody ever asked questions about spiders. But termites, I've got a couple of people have asked about termites. I've got memes that I've posted. So I made this one. It says, why do you keep looking at so many pictures of bugs? The wife's getting ready to hit the husband. And he's like, why can't you just look at like a normal husband? So I post memes and stuff like that in here sometimes. And it's just a good place to hang out. So if you're interested in anything like that, by all means, links in the description of all my videos. I have Discord. And one thing I like about Discord is that it's like having my text phone number. And you can actually text in Discord. And I try to get to you right away. In fact, the other day when I was waiting on a customer to get home and let me in, I was chatting in Discord. That's actually one of the conversations that we were having there with Kojin and a couple other people. And we were talking back and forth, just discussing bed bugs and stuff. And, any bugs. We don't have to talk just about bed bugs. I know that's like what everybody always asks me about because that's what the show is called, the bed bug show. But like right here, follow the bouncing finger, the bed bug show. There. But you can ask anything. It's like even the title to tonight is, anything goes. Ask anything. I mean, if you wanted to ask me why I'm vegan, I'll tell you that too. Because I am. Because you know how you can tell if a person's vegan? They tell you. So, let's see what else people saying. I can tell you all a story. All right. Threw away over $1,000 worth of stuff and didn't know about this channel until that stuff was in the dump. Jennifer says, my niece's poor toddlers are being eaten alive. I had a guy call me one time. So he called me from D.C. because I have a listing up in Northern Virginia for people to call me for bed bugs because I go all over the state. And he was like, I need you to come out and I need you to kill my bed bugs. And I'm like, well, where do you live? And he said, I live in Washington, D.C. And I said, well, I can't come to D.C. to treat because I'm not licensed in D.C. It's a special license you have to go out of state. And D.C., even though it's not a state, it's still, it's not Virginia. And so I have to have a special license to operate in the District of Columbia. And so this is what I told him. And he's like, well, do you have any information? So I told him about my YouTube channel. And I sent him to a couple videos. And he watched them. He ordered Crossfire. He got like one of the cheap little plastic sprayers at Home Depot, Lowe's, somewhere like that. And he was able to get rid of his bed bugs in his apartment and his girlfriend's apartment. Because what happens is if you get bed bugs and then you go visit people, you can spread the bed bugs from your house to other people's houses. This is how you got bed bugs. So you got them from someone else. And so he actually was able to get rid of them in his house and his girlfriend's house just by following the YouTube channel that I got here. So I call Crossfire my idiot-proof chemical. I mean, you don't have to be a professional. You don't have to have 30 years of experience in pest control to be able to use Crossfire. You just have to know how to follow the label. And I've got videos. I mean, I got so many videos on here teaching people how to kill bed bugs. In fact, I have so many videos on YouTube that I have actually gone through. Let me show you. And I've got a playlist right here. If you go now, when you go here to my YouTube channel, now see, I got this little red button right here. It says subscribe. You got to click that. But anyway, right here, it's a 27. So 27 sounds like a lot of videos, but I've got over 100 bedbug videos. Okay, over 100 bedbug videos. This is a 27 playlist that gives you, it's a crash course for bedbugs. It shows you, the very first video that comes up is how to identify a bedbug. So you know what they look like, so you know what to look for. And then you go through, it gives you, the next video is you can't see bedbugs myth, because that's not true. You can see every stage of bedbugs. I go over that. Why heat treatments don't work. Walmart bedbug control. Why the chemicals at Walmart don't work. The best bedbug spray. I go over Crossfire and how to use it. And then if you go down here to number 10, I've got the actual video showing how to use it. So, and this is maybe, you could probably watch this whole playlist in maybe a couple hours. And some of them you can just skip through if it doesn't pertain to you. And I recommend going there and watching those videos, because you can learn how to kill bed bugs that way. And actually, I've got, let me show you this. Let me go to this video right here. I think it's on this one. The most extensive bed bug treatment on YouTube. I've got a course that I've made. If you go to these videos, in fact, I think it's even on this live stream right now. But if you go here and you click this, you go to the description and you go down to where it says my course on eliminating bed bugs. So I've made this course, and you click this, and I'm going to show you how much it costs to get this course. It's cheap, really cheap. There. See, it's $15. It's about 35 minutes worth of information. It's all video. So what I did was I went on vacation. I went on vacation with my family. And I took my spray tank with me. Now, I treated the house for like just regular bugs. But I took apart a bed. I showed how to take apart a bed. I showed where to inspect for bed bugs on the bed. I showed how to treat the bed. I showed how to put the bed back together, after you treat it. I go over how to check a living room from a chair to a couch to how to like a recliner sofa. I have an automobile. I have a car. How I use my own car. I showed how to clean the car and get it ready for a bed bug treatment. How to treat a car for bed bugs. And I go over the pesticides I use and everything in that course. And it's like $15. And in fact, if you order it, a lot of times you get a half price. So I think it's listed at like $100 for the course. But if you've never used this system before, they give you these discounts, which is why I went with this site, because you don't have to pay the full price. And it's only $15 right now as a new member. So it's pretty cheap. And it goes to support the channel. If that's what I use the money for, is to support YouTube and be able to do stuff like this, sit here with you and do this. So anyway, if you're interested, self-promotion, plug. I hate to do this stuff, but I hate myself when I don't remember to tell you about it, because I feel like it helps so many people. But anyway, Dash for Glory says, I decluttered. I threw out 28 bags of stuff, washed everything, swept daily, sprayed with Crossfire, Bedlam, Phantom, wrapped beds. I'm a year out without bed bugs. That's great. A year without bed bugs. That's fantastic. Dusted outlets, etc. I'm 1.5 years out. That's great. Good job. That's a lot of work. I want to show you something else I did too. Now this is, I'll admit, this is like self-promotion. I got to admit, but so I made t-shirt. I made a t-shirt and a hoodie. I like the hoodie myself. What do you think? I like that. So, because people who watch my channel are do-it-yourself pest control professionals. So I made this shirt. It's a hoodie. It's got my logo on it. But if you're thinking about it, you can go and get a shirt. That promotes me too. That helps me too. So I did that. I just thought it was neat because I actually made this. So I made a Teespring account when I reached 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, because that's when you can start promoting your like merch or whatever they call it. And I watch a lot of YouTube. I like YouTube. I've been watching YouTube for like 13 years, and a lot of these like famous YouTubers will have like merchandise and stuff where you can buy and support the channel. So I'm like, I don't know, somebody might want to get a hoodie with it says DIY Pest Control Pro on there. So I made that. So if y'all are interested in, you know, a hoodie or something like that, you can get one. But anyway, like I said, it just goes to promote the channel, and you know, it's a neat thing. I think it's neat. I like stuff like that. So you can tell I'm not a salesman. I'm not trying to sell you anything. But yes, you do have to treat your cars. So Dash for Glory says that he did his cars too. Not only did he do the house with, you know, dusting all the everything he did and treating with all the different things he did, you do need to treat your cars because you will infest your car with bed bugs. Now, bed bugs don't typically live in the driving compartment during the summer because it gets too hot. But they can survive in the trunk, even in hot Texas weather, Florida weather. They can survive because the trunk is typically insulated, and so it doesn't get direct sunlight. It's all shady, and it doesn't get as hot in the trunk. It does get hot, but it doesn't get hot enough to actually kill bed bugs. And so the place that it's going to get really hot is going to be inside the driving compartment. So what happens is the sun shines through the windows, and refraction is what that's called. And so when the sunlight bounces in and bounces off of all the surfaces, it makes it really, really hot, way hotter inside the car than it is outside. And so you can actually take, so if you've got a problem with bed bugs in maybe some clothing you're worried about, maybe dry clean clothing, maybe the dry cleaner won't even take your clothing because they might have found a bed bug stain or something in a dress or something like that, then you can take them and you can hang them up in your car, and you can kill the bed bugs in your clothing in your car, because it's a form of a heat treatment where the bed bugs can't actually get away from the heat, kind of like a dryer. Now, heat treatments don't really work very well in your house, because your house has all kinds of nooks and crannies and cracks and crevices and places the bed bugs can retreat to, and cool spots they can get away from the actual heat. And so the heat really doesn't work very well inside your home. And I mean, it doesn't always fail. It just doesn't work enough to make me happy. I'm very particular about my bed bug treatments, and people have asked me. I've had people call me that don't even know about my YouTube channel, and they call me and they're like, well, yeah, we want to get a heat treatment. And I explain to them how it works, and they're like, well, we thought that heat was just the end-all solution. We just thought it was an instant kill. It's going to get rid of them, and it's going to be great. This is what Orkin told us. This is what Terminex told us. This is what, you know, all these big name brand pesticide companies, this is what they told us, is that we need heat. But the truth is that heat only works sometimes. It doesn't work as well or as often as a liquid pesticide thorough treatment. I mean, if you go to my YouTube and you go and you watch this video right here, let me mute it so it doesn't talk to me in my head. But if you go, you watch this and see, you're having to lift. All right, so that's just a full size. Oh, you can't see. Let me switch over and let you see it. All right, so there's my video, the most extensive bedbug job on YouTube, most extensive bedbug treatment on YouTube. All right, learn how to DIY bedbugs. All right, that's a box spring. That's a mattress. That's just a full-size mattress. But if you go in here, there we go. Watch this. That's a king-size mattress. Now, I'm doing this by myself. Oh, and then we got to add. There we go. I really need to save these on my computer so I can show them better. But that's heavy. That's a lot of work. See, that's backbreaking work. I did that by myself. I don't even do bedbug jobs by myself anymore. This was February 12th, 2018, and I filmed it with a GoPro. I have a tripod, and I set it up in there, and here's the box spring. And see, now this is one of the problems with the box spring. I'm actually glad I watched this video. So if you have a king size mattress and you have a problem where the bed bugs, you can't find where the bed bugs are living, right here in this crack right here is a real common place to find bed bugs. In fact, if you flip this one this way and this one that way, and you look on these little corners underneath right here, those spots, it's real common to find bed bugs in there living around the middle part. So if you're one that likes to, maybe you live alone, maybe you sleep on a king size mattress and you lay in the middle of the bed, bed bugs like to live here. And they also like to live down here around the foot of the bed too. So if you're getting bit on your ankles or on your legs, check around this center seam and just make sure that you've checked every spot on your bed. I'm going to have to make Jennifer a madman. She's really promoting me. She's like, Jason has been in the business since he could read and write. Welcome, Kevin. Please like and subscribe. See, she's all right. I like her. She's trying really promoting me. She's helping me out a lot. I really appreciate that. I don't know you, but, you know, I see you're here every day. You didn't say first tonight. You didn't say I was here first, so it hurt my feelings. I thought you didn't care anymore. But it's obvious you still care. So... well, see, if you ought to buy a shirt, Jennifer. You ought to get you one of my shirts and then wear it and then take a picture and put it on my Twitter and say, hey, look, see, I promote Green Acres Pest Control. That'd be pretty cool. Anyway, Devin says, thoughts on Permatreat Pest Control. So this is something I've actually heard of, and I need to look this up, Permatreat. I know what that is, but I can't remember. It's been a while. I don't do it myself. And there's probably a reason that I don't. Oh, that's a company. Permatreat's a company, isn't it? Permatreat uses integrated pest management. Yeah, it's a business. I don't know them. Richmond, Fredericksburg. Where is this one here? Let's see. Fredericksburg, Ashland, Culpeper, Tappahannock, Woodbridge. Yeah, so they're up there. Well, that's... I go to Madison. Madison's pretty close to Culpeper. Maybe 15 minutes. Ice mask. I was first, Jennifer. Step it up. Yeah, people compete. See, that's funny. Yeah, I don't know who Permatreat is. I don't talk about my competitors. Honestly, they're not a competitor to me. But because I don't service that area, not locally. So the area that I service locally, I can show you. If you go to Green Acres Pest Control. So the area that I service is right here. So if you see, this is the map here. Actually, this is not an updated map. This is not updated. But I see there's Charlottesville right here. I live right here. So I service all this area through here. And then I actually go all the way to Roanoke, all the way through here. Now, I don't really advertise in Bedford or Roanoke or anywhere over here. I don't pay for advertising out there. Now, I do have a listing in Bedford because Forest is in Bedford County, which is right here. So it's not very far. It's maybe, 15, 20 minutes from Bedford. But the point is that this is the area that I service. So if you talk about Permatreat, Permatreat goes all the way up to Culpeper, which is way here. So you see this is the edge of the border of where I treat is right here. And this is Culpeper right here. So I don't actually go up into Culpeper or Washington, all this. The only reason I go up here is if someone calls me for like a bed bug job, I will go up here to do bed bug treatments because the prices up in Northern Virginia are just higher. Highway robbery, if you ask me, they're way, way, way more expensive than they need to be. And I'll argue with people about that because I believe that. That's why I go up there. I don't need to do long distance bed bug treatments. I don't like to drive all the way to Northern Virginia. I cannot stand DC traffic. I don't even like Charlottesville traffic. I don't like Roanoke traffic. I don't like traffic. I grew up in the country where, your neighbor is 5-10 acres away and, yeah, you're friendly and you talk with each other, but it's not one of those things. So this is one of the things about DC that I hate is when you move to the DC area. I'm talking like Sterling, Chantilly, Falls Church, Arlington, Woodbridge, Stafford, up there, basically the suburbia area of DC. You live there, it's a law in the DC metro area to replace your signal switch with a horn. So as often as people need to signal lanes to change lanes, they're blaring on their horn. Brr, brr. In fact, when my wife, let me tell you a story. When me and my wife got married, my wife grew up in D.C., around the D.C. area. She's from up there. She's my Yankee, from my northern Yankee, Virginia girl. And so she lived up there. She was taught how to drive up there. She's insane when she drives. She's really scary. And when we got married, she moved down here and she started blaring on her horn, trying to, because that's what people do up there. Whenever you got cut off, blare on the horn. Oh, you need them to turn, blare on the horn. Oh, they're taking too long at a red light, blare on the horn. That's how she drives. And I had to teach her that down here in Southern Virginia, people will shoot you in the face with a shotgun. And I'm like, you blare on the horn, you're going to make Jim Bob mad, and he going to come shoot you. And so she's like, okay, all right. So she, after 9 years of being married, she's finally she don't blare on the horn near as much as she used to. But yeah, Fredericksburg is pretty bad. All up Northern Virginia, I hate to drive up there. I can't stand it. But I go up there because I had a guy call me from Falls Church, and he told me that they were going to charge him $4,900 to do a 2-bedroom apartment for bedbugs. And I said, there's no way. And he's like, yep. And I said, well, what are they going to do, a heat treatment? He said, no, they're just going to spray. And so I'm like, that's ridiculous. I said, how many quotes did you get? And he said he got about 10 different quotes from 10 different exterminators, and they are all around between $3,600 and $4,900 is about the going rate of what he was going to pay. And I said, well, my wife has family that live in Falls Church, and so we'll come up and we'll visit family. You give me an excuse to visit family, and I'll treat your apartment for you, and I'll get rid of your bed bugs. And I did, and I got rid of his bed bugs. And when I realized just how severe the problem was in Northern Virginia, and basically the cost is just so astronomically high, I just decided that I was going to start doing long distance. And so I charge my local rate plus mileage and a hotel if I have to get one. And I come in at about a third of the price of local competitors. And I've noticed since I started doing that, the prices up in Northern Virginia have fallen quite a bit. And so they're charging people a much more reasonable rate. I've heard a couple of high prices, but overall, I'm right within the competitor range now, and I don't do a whole lot of long distance up there anymore. Rarely, every now and then I'll do a job. I actually did a job a couple of weeks ago for a lady in out that way, Sterling, somewhere out that way. But I don't do that many up in Northern Virginia anymore because, like I said, they're dropping their prices in order to get the business because they were losing business because of me. So, Jason, I puffed some Delta dust into those carpenter bee holes and haven't seen any since. Thanks for the video tips. Great. Good deal. Devin says, I work for them. Oh, you work for Permatreat. Okay. I work for them. I'm a sales inspector. Love watching your videos. Very informational. Thank you. Well, good. I'm glad. Lucas says, hey, thank you so much for the crossfire videos. I sprayed it and it took away my bed bugs. So there you go, Kojin Master. Kojin, if he's still here, I don't know if he's still here or not. Looking through the chat, hadn't seen him in a while. But he's always asking for, so he goes and posts on a lot of videos that I've done where people have talked about how they've used crossfire, but they don't actually say whether it worked or not. There's some advice right there. It works. Jason, you're going to make us Nova people to go afraid to go out. Yeah. It's not, I did a video too, and I have had a little bit of flack from that video I made on the stress that comes with the bed bug treatment. Just getting bed bugs, just having them in your house and how stressful it can be. And I tried my best to try to explain to people that it's not something to really be afraid of. You don't have to be worried about going, to everything's opening back up now. The mandates and stuff have dropped off. It's a lot more free to go out and do things like you used to do things. Businesses are opening up. And, you shouldn't have to feel like you can't go watch a movie at a movie theater. If you want to go watch like the new, I'll tell you what, I want to watch this new, I am a Star Wars geek. And I saw the trailer last night for this new, the Kenobi movie. And I want to go see that. I love me some Star Wars. And if it's going to be in the theater and that's the only way I can get to watch it, you better believe I will be out there at Christmas and I'm going to be watching me some Star Wars movies. Because I'm not, yes, I can kill bed bugs, but so can you. And there's no reason to be afraid and to change what you want to do. If you want to go to a movie, go to a movie. If you want to go to a restaurant, go to a restaurant. If you want to go on vacation and stay at a hotel, then go on a vacation and stay at a hotel. There are preventative measures you can take to help you keep bed bugs out of your home if you're worried you might bring them home. You can buy Crossfire and you can do a preventative treatment in your home. You don't have to use Crossfire just as an elimination pesticide. You could use it as a preventative pesticide, and you could treat your baseboards, you could treat your beds, mattresses, and stuff. You could treat your luggage. If you're deciding to go on vacation and you're worried that where you're going might have bed bugs, you can treat your luggage bag on the outside. I wouldn't necessarily treat on the inside, but I would treat on the outside of the bag. So if the bed bugs actually try to crawl up the bag and get in there, they die. And that's there are ways you can prevent this problem. You can treat the trunk of your car, places that you're going to stick your luggage. If you take your luggage and you put it on a plane, and then it's in there with all kinds of other luggage, and then you take that luggage and put it in the trunk of your car, or when you go home, you're going to get the luggage off the plane. You can take it, you can put it in your car. You're going to drive home. If you don't know what's in the plane, you don't know what's in the cargo area, you don't know what your luggage has been rubbing up against other people's luggage, you don't know what's on it. So treat the trunk of your car. So you put your luggage in the trunk, bed bugs crawl off, they die. They don't live in your trunk, they don't live on your luggage, you're good. So there are things you can do, and you don't have to, like what they were talking about in Discord the other night, where the stress that bed bugs bring is pretty horrible. But you don't have to be afraid. They're not the boogeyman. They're just bugs. They just bite you, and it's annoying like a mosquito. Except the good thing is bed bugs don't carry diseases like mosquitoes. You're not going to get malaria from a mosquito. You're not going to get Lyme's disease like you would from a tick. You're not going to get a lot of diseases you're not going to get that you would get from other bugs. You don't get from bed bugs. They're obnoxious. They bite you. You can't sleep. That's the problem. Is they cause insomnia. They cause problems sleeping at night. But you can absolutely kill them, get rid of them, and then once you've gotten rid of them, you don't have to worry about getting them again because you know how to control the problem. So, is Harris a good brand, or what spray do you recommend? What's the best video to watch? Well, the bed bug video I just showed is actually the best one to watch for bed bugs, to actually kill bed bugs with a liquid chemical. Harris, if you're going to buy Harris and you're insistent on buying Harris, you want to buy the Harris 5-minute bedbug killer, because that's basically Crossfire already mixed for you in a spray bottle. And so that's what I would buy. I wouldn't buy anything but the Harris 5-minute bedbug killer. In fact, I can show you what it looks like. It's on my Amazon page, because some of the people who live in New York can't get Crossfire. And I went and found, there's my TikTok. I found, let's see, where is it? There it is. So if you go down here and you click Bedbugs New York and Canada, click this, and then scroll down, and there it is. See, it's Bedbug Killer 5-minute. And the reason you want the 5-minute egg and resistant bedbug killer is because if you look at those active ingredients right there, the active ingredient is clofidin, metafluthrin, and pybranobutoxide. Those are the same ingredients in Crossfire. Exact same thing. So this is pre-mixed. It's a gallon. It's 128 fluid ounces. You may not need that much, but you need to make sure you shake it really well when you use it. It doesn't stay suspended very well in water, and that's the problem with this. And the only problem I have with this Harris stuff is that it is pre-mixed with water all ready to go. And one of the problems with Crossfire is that if you let it sit more than a day or so, it separates from the water and it becomes this weird white gelatinous gooey mess, and it just doesn't work anymore. And so that's kind of what I wonder about this stuff. But I'm like, if it's the only option you've got and you live in New York or you live in Canada and you're having problems finding it, you can buy it. There's a link right here. It's a little pricey. It's $80. But, honestly, you're probably going to spend about $80 anyway. If you're buying Crossfire yourself and then you have to buy a sprayer to put it in, you're probably going to spend about $80. So, but if you can do it and mix it and do it yourself, you're going to get better results because it's fresh. It's just like if you go to the store and you buy a frozen, chicken breast and you it's already breaded and everything. You bring it home and you cook it. It's not as good as if you actually make it yourself and bread it and flour and eggs and make it yourself. So, which I'm vegan, by the way. Don't know if you knew that. Typically charge $250 a room for bed bug treatment. Yeah, that's about the going rate, honestly. The problem with that is that $250 a room. If you figure, all right, $250. Let's say you have a 3-bedroom house. That's $500, $600, $750 plus. Let's say the living room. Are you counting that as a room? Are you counting the kitchen? Are you counting the bathrooms? Are you counting? There's a lot of rooms if you add it up that you end up spending. $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 treating a house for bed bugs. It's really easy to really rack up that price tag. And so when you say we typically charge $250 a room, that sounds really good. That's a really good price point because, it's less than $300. I can afford that. But then when you actually look and you realize you're charging this and this and this and this and this, it really, really adds up. And then you get into a really big, a very large price tag for a bed bug treatment. So it's not $250 a room because you have to treat the whole house. Yes, it's $250 a room, but if you're not treating the whole house, you're not doing the job. You're not doing it right. You're doing it wrong, and you're giving shitty service for a cheap price. You're being El Cheapo. You're basically you're happy to be Walmart instead of Amish furniture. So if you go out and you're shopping for furniture, I like to use this analogy because I think it's very effective. If you're shopping for furniture, do you expect Walmart furniture to outlive Amish furniture? Because we all know Amish furniture is very well made, handcrafted. It's going to last. Walmart furniture, it's almost like it's designed to break. Get you a desk chair from Walmart and then expect it to last a year. It's not. And so when you get these exterminators that come out here and they price these dirt cheap jobs and they're willing to do 1 room or 2 rooms. The Department of Agriculture in the state of Virginia released an article about 3 years ago about these types of exterminators that are willing to come in and just do 1 room of your house. And they actually go over this and they say, this is the problem. You are part of the problem. They say this in the article specifically. They say the exterminator that comes in that's willing to only do 1 room, you are part of the problem because the bed bugs will be in other rooms. The bed bugs do retreat into wall voids and travel outside of wall voids through electrical outlets. They go, like hotel rooms are horrible for this. The hotel management doesn't want to pay for more than 1 hotel room. And so the exterminator was like, okay, I'm willing to cut my service. I'll do that. I'll do a half-assed job. I'll go in and do 1 room. But then the 2 rooms on either side, the room upstairs, the room downstairs, they all have bed bugs now because now and they're not in this one middle room because nobody's allowed to sleep in that room. They close that room because that room has bed bugs. Well, the bed bugs are hungry, so they go into the rooms to the left, to the right, and to the upstairs and downstairs, and now they've spread. So now instead of just having them isolated in 1 room, now you've got them in 5 rooms. So then you have to close those rooms down, and it just spreads and spreads and spreads and spreads because you didn't do enough. You were happy with doing a half-ass 1-room job for $250, and it just made the problem worse. It's a horrible way to do business. And if the customer is not willing to pay you full price, don't do the work. Just don't do it. And say, well, I'm sorry, I'll let you hire somebody else because I'm not willing to put my name on this job because, well, it's not the right job. You know, you're asking me to do something that's not going to work. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can do that. I can share that link. I'm going to have to find it. I will find it. It's on one of my videos from several years ago. It might be kind of hard to find it, but I can share. I'll try to find it real quick. Department of Agriculture. The thing is, it was a long time ago, and I think it was even linked. It was linked in one of my PCT magazines, I think, for Virginia, where they talked about it. But I'll try to find it. I'll try to dig it up. It's years old. It's several years old. It's maybe 4 years old. But I talked about it on here one time. And if I can find the link, I'll link it in the description of this video. Let's see. I go off on tangents. Sorry about that. I see springtails all over glue boards. Used onslaught. They probably come from the soil around the house. Some ants, but hard to get rid of springtails. I had bedbug nightmare a few years back. I washed everything and immediately put clothes in plastic bags. I still have most in bags. Springtails, they eat mold and mildew. So if you have a problem with springtails, a lot of times it's a sign that you have mold or mildew in the house. Or you live in a very humid area where the mold and mildew is actually growing in the yard. And so, in fact, I had this happen to a customer a while back where it was a fairly brand new house. And the company that laid the sod, the dirt that they were using, or the sod, it's grass, that they were laying on the yard actually was infested with springtails, because when they dig up that grass and it's curled up in those little rolls, they are watered. They have to water it to keep the grass alive. And so sometimes mold and mildew will grow in the grass, and then the springtails will live in the grass, and they'll come out and lay it all over the yard, infest your whole yard with springtails, and you'll start seeing springtails in the house. So what I usually recommend to control springtails is you can actually do a yard treatment. You can treat the soil around the house, and that will help. But you really should, if nothing like that's been done recently, and you're not in a problem with heavy water, and you're seeing like mushrooms and stuff growing out in the yard and stuff like that, then what I would do is check and make sure you don't have a roof leak. Make sure you don't have any water leaks in the wall. Sometimes it might even be as simple as a dishwasher or something, causing the springtails to be an issue. Maybe a windowsill needs to be painted on the outside, and there's some water damage in the wood, because that will attract springtails too. So that's usually what I tell people if you have problems with springtails. Bed bugs, let's see. That was sucked up into a vacuum. They were crawling around, threw the vacuum away. Bed bugs are aliens. They somehow know when you sleep. Only way to lose them is if they get tired of your crib. It's been a year since I got bed bugs. Still have nightmares. Probably the worst experience of my life. But you're right. I now know I can beat them with Crossfire. Good job, Harold. The worst price, I saw somebody tried to charge me $4,000 for the whole apartment for a heat treatment, $3,000 for a chemical, but they had to do 2 chemical treatments. The most expensive price that I've ever seen quoted for bedbug work was $12,000. One job. $12,000. 5 bedrooms, townhome in Springfield, Virginia, and honestly, total square footage probably wasn't more than 2,500 square feet, if that much. It probably wasn't even that much square footage. So I'm pretty sure I have to get some Crossfire. Is there anything else recommended to help? I would try the Crossfire first and see what happens. You know, honestly, I wouldn't recommend anything except Crossfire. I don't recommend the interceptors for bed legs. I don't recommend glue boards. I don't recommend mattress encasements. I don't recommend heat treatments. There's a lot of things I do not recommend about bed bugs, because bed bugs, when you use Crossfire, because it's a non-repellent and you're wanting to draw the bed bugs out to bite you, you don't want them to, be deterred in any way. In fact, I did a house one time in Sterling, Virginia, where the lady used interceptors on her bed legs, and I didn't know, because when I would come to the house, the interceptors weren't on the bed leg. Well, actually weren't there, and she was using interceptors. And so when I would leave, she would put the bed back together the way she wanted it, put interceptors back on the feet, and so the bed bugs weren't actually able to get to her to bite her. Also, there was a guy that I just did today, where he had bed bugs, and he had removed his mattress encasement so I could treat the mattress and box springs and all. And he sent me a picture on my phone. It was 2 weeks after I had done the bed bug job. He sent me pictures. He said, "There's a bed bug on my mattress." And I looked at the picture. I'm like, "That's on a mattress encasement." So I asked him, I said, "Did you put the mattress encasement back on the bed?" And he said, "Well, yeah, I thought it would be a second kind of, defense to get rid of the bed bugs." And I'm like, "Oh, you got to take that off." I said, "The mattress and box spring have been treated. If you cover it with a mattress encasement, they won't crawl out." I went there today to do the regular pest control and asked her, I said, "Have you had any more bed bugs?" She said, "Nope, not since we took the mattress encasement off." Solved the problem. Bed bugs died. They're not biting them anymore. So I don't recommend a lot of things that a lot of people do because they don't work. It's like there's so many things that people try to say, "Oh, this works or that works," but I've tried just about everything and I know it doesn't work. I've seen people try things and I know it doesn't work. David says he learned a lot about fleas. Thank you, David. I'm glad. Let's see, who is this guy? I gotta block him. I bet you get a lot of business by word of mouth. Nah, some. I get some business word of mouth. I stay pretty busy. Honestly, most of my work I get from Google. People search for me and they find me. But, I get some word of mouth. Well, it's been an hour. So, I'm tired. I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning. I'm exhausted. It is now 11:15. If there's any questions at all before I want to log off tonight, feel free. I'll stay on for about another 5 or 10 minutes or so. Ask me anything you want. If anybody wants to call in, you're welcome to do that too. But otherwise, I am going to get some sleep. So, again, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I got all kinds of information on here so you can see my videos. Where are you located? I am located in Virginia, Maria. I live in Southern Virginia. I do all of the state for bed bugs, but I do not go to Alabama. I am sorry. I know I talk country, but I do not go to Alabama. Nick says, "Do ticks ride on mice?" Yes, they do. Ramar says, "I know that Crossfire is only labeled for bed bugs, but in your personal opinion, will it kill carpet beetles too?" In houses that I have treated for bed bugs, a lot of times you find bed bugs and carpet beetles living side by side. And the bed bugs actually die, and so do the carpet beetles when I treat with Crossfire. Actually, Crossfire, they've got a new chemical out called Samari that is the same. I think it's clothianidin. Let me see. Sumari. Let's see. Let's look at it together. I like to look at chemicals together. This stuff's amazing. I've been using this. I'm going to do a review on this after I get a little more. I've only had it for about a month and a half, but it's pretty nice stuff. Let's see what it is. This is the label. It's clothianidin, which is Crossfire. That is Crossfire. And I'm not going to try to say that one. Pyriproxyfen. But this is really designed primarily for ants. It kills ants, aphids, Asian ladybugs, box elder bugs, stink bugs, centipedes, chinch bugs, crane flies, crickets, earwigs, fleas, German roaches, house flies. But this is a bit of a different percentage of active ingredient. And this is basically the same thing as Crossfire. It's weaker. It is a weaker concentration. It's not as strong as Crossfire, but this is actually really good, and it kills all kinds of bugs. I mean, you see what the bugs that are listed on the label. It's the same active ingredient as what's in Crossfire, so I know Crossfire kills lots of bugs, not just... in fact, is carpet beetle listed here? Is beetles? Are beetles listed here? Oriental beetles. That's a beetle. Controls. So it doesn't give, it says June beetles, Japanese beetles, kudzu bugs, millipedes, mole crickets, oriental beetles, pill bugs. So I imagine it probably would kill carpet beetles, but it did. Carpet beetles specifically aren't on the label. In fact, if it's more of a general beetle type term where it just says beetles, usually that will cover things like carpet beetles. It's so easy to kill carpet beetles, though. It doesn't take... You don't have to use Crossfire to kill carpet beetles. You could use, home defense will kill carpet beetles. So, Money Love says, with pets in the home, can Crossfire still be used, or do pets need to be removed? You need to remove the pets from the home or crate them, treat the house for the Crossfire, and then once it's dry, the pets can go in the house. It's not going to hurt them. Jessica says, I treated for bed bugs with Ortho Bedbug Killer. I didn't have Crossfire. I bought Crossfire after watching your channel. Can I go ahead and treat now or wait until it's time for the second treatment? Wait till it's time for the second treatment. Catherine Duncan just subscribed. I didn't know it would do that. Well, there's something new for me. Didn't know it would do that. Made a little noise in my ear. Drowning Spawn says, the question on what can you use to treat a yard for ticks. I just wanted to make sure he wasn't missed. Sorry if you have answered the question. Okay, yes. So, yeah, I'm glad you said that. I did see the tick question, but I forgot because I'm tired. I'm really tired. So, yeah, I actually have a video on ticks. So let's see here. I will post it in the chat for ticks. Where is it? Where is it? Hello? Where are you? Let's see. Let me just search. It's easier to search. So this is what you do. If you come to my channel, because I got so many videos, and you've clicked subscribe right here, and then you click this little search bar right here, ticks, and just search ticks. There it is. How to get rid of ticks, guaranteed. So you click that video, and then you don't look at the ad. Let's see, share, copy the link, and then I'll post it in the chat. Control V. There you go. Tick video right there. Jessica, have you compared ingredients? Briefly, but not that I can comprehend. Jason has a video reviewing Ortho. I do. That video went over really well, surprisingly. If you guys like the videos that I've been doing on the the product reviews, because so for those of you that don't know, I had a little touch of drama a few weeks ago where I had seen a YouTuber come in and made some comments, and you can go back and watch the live stream. I think it's like 2-3 weeks ago. But he was talking about how you're going out here and you're using Walmart chemical, and he's basically really talking down to the do-it-yourself pest controller. And I mean, here I am. I promote do-it-yourself pest control. I think people should try it themselves. I think that everyone should try to control the bug problem. I don't think it's impossible for a do-it-yourselfer to get rid of their own bugs. And in some instances, it's the only thing you can afford is to do it yourself. You can't actually afford a pest control technician to come in your house. And I felt like he really wasn't addressing the problem. He was more making you feel bad for trying to control your problem. And so I got to thinking about it, and I was like, why don't I actually promote other chemicals you can buy at Walmart? So I went over and I reviewed Ortho Home Defense. I think I got it like a 7. So on a 1 to 10 scale, I go over like the ability for it to actually kill bugs, for the person to be able to use it. Ease of use is one of my. I only give 2. It's like ease of use and effectiveness. And so, and then I base my view on whether or not it's worth even buying it. So I went over. So far, I've done Home Defense and Raid. Most people know Raid is garbage, but a lot of people still buy it. And so I went over that, and that's my latest video. That's what came out last Tuesday. And I thought I would use those 2 pesticides because Ortho Home Defense is something I see in everyone's home. When I go into homes and I do pest control, especially like my quarterly and bi-monthly customers, they may use Ortho Home Defense between my visits. It's not going to last as long as some of the other pesticides, but it's not a bad pesticide. It's bifenthrin. It's actually really good. In fact, Ortho Home Defense right now is not only bifenthrin, it's also cypermethrin, which are both really good synthetic pyrethroids. They're highly repellent. They work really well on spiders and to keep ants out and other types of bugs. It's actually a pretty good chemical. And it's something that can be easily used by a homeowner as long as you follow your label. You're not going to have a problem with Home Defense. And so I thought, if this guy can talk bad about, Walmart pesticides as if they're horrible, why not? I can just go in there and I can explain how to use it effectively and if it's actually worth the money to buy it yourself and do this and go in and actually buy the stuff. Because if you go to Lowe's right now, in fact, my Lowe's store, when I walk in the front door, it's boom, right there. Before you even go in, you've got like the breezeway where you walk in the door and you have to walk in the other door to actually go in the store. It's right there next to the shopping carts. Home Defense. Here, put it in your cart right now and buy it because everybody has bugs. It's summertime. So it's a really good time to try to sell that stuff. And I was like, well, I'll do that one. Everybody knows what Home Defense is. Everybody. So I'll review it. And I wanted to do the reviews because I want to kind of see if you guys like those videos or not, and if it's something that you want to see more of, because I'm going to review these plastic sprayers as soon as I can get set up a nice place where I can go, because I want to do an unboxing, and I want to show you what you get for the money. So if you're going to spend like $25, what actually comes in the kit? How do you put it together? And because I'm going to go step by step instructions on, I want you to know what you're buying. If you go to Amazon and you buy this $25 sprayer, what's the craftsmanship? And I went and I bought a B&G, a brand new B&G. And the reason I bought this brand new B&G is because, and they're expensive. They're like $350. I bought this so I could compare side by side with these $25, $50. I think it was like two $25 sprayers and a $50 sprayer from Amazon, side by side with a $350 sprayer. And I did this because of you guys, because I want to try to help you understand what you're getting for your money, and if it's actually worth buying a $25 sprayer, or is it better to save your money and try to buy like a B&G or a more higher end pesticide applicating tool. And so I'm going to review all of them, and I'm going to give you a synopsis of what I think you should buy. And so if it's something that you like, I know a lot of people have asked for it. It took me a while because I'm still going to take me a while to make the video. It's a big deal to make the videos. But I'm going to try my best to put it together for you guys. It's the least I can do. I'm at 14,000 subscribers. 5 years ago when I started YouTube, I never thought people would be interested in pest control. My wife told me, she said, Jason, I came home from work one day and there was this guy that had paid for a heat treatment. And it was a really bad heat treatment. It $3,500, and it wasn't effective. 2-3 days later, he had bed bugs crawling on him, biting him. And I came home, and I was telling my wife, and it was really bothering me. And she said, you ought to do YouTube. If anything, just therapeutic. Because I went to a place today, all right? The guy's got bait stations, and he's got monitoring stations set up in this, it's a food packaging plant kind of place where they sell a lot of like potatoes, pineapples, bananas, all kinds of like produce. And the USDA guy comes in because they have to follow USDA guidelines. USDA guy comes in and he's like, I see mouse droppings. Can I see your records of your pest control? Because they've got pest control, right? And he's going around, he's shining his flashlight, and he's looking in these monitoring stations. And now they're metal. They're like a little metal box where the mouse can go in, and they put a glue board in there. So the mouse goes in, he gets stuck on a glue board, and he dies in there. And it's got a clear lid on top. So you can shine your flashlight, you can see down in the lid, you can see if a mouse has been caught or not. So you don't have to actually go and open everything. Out of 30 metal boxes, not one of them had a glue board in it. Not any of them. None of them. Some of them had dust a 1/4 inch thick on top. No one had opened the little monitoring station probably since it sat there, since they first put it in the building. Never had a single glue board in. And that bothers me. It bothers me when exterminators that are supposed to be professionals, they go into these buildings and they sell this work, and this is your food. This is what you're eating. Okay? The mice are going in these buildings and they're roaming around and all this rummaging in this food and stuff, and you're going to buy that food, you're going to eat it. And that's a serious thing. That's why the USDA is there. The USDA is there because they want to make sure that your food doesn't have mouse urine and feces all over it. So it's important to have that type of regulation. And the pest control guy's not even doing his job. He's just going in, collecting a paycheck, and leaving. That's horrible. When the pest control guy comes in and sells a heat treatment and it doesn't work, and you get bit by bed bugs, it's horrible. It's horrible. And it bothers me because it makes us all look bad. You know, as a pest control industry, we're supposed to be professionals. We're supposed to be able to, take care of your bug problems, at least explain to you why you're getting bit. Like I just explained to her, like the girl earlier was talking to me. She's like, I'm still getting bit. Is there a problem? I'm like, well, it's because your pest control technician didn't explain things to you like he should have. He didn't explain that it takes several weeks for the bed bugs to die off. If you know this from the beginning, you know what to expect. You're not being promised, the world, and you can't deliver, So the whole point is that, I'm here because I want us to do better as a pest control industry. I'm always going to be in the pest control industry. This is what I'm going to do. I'll be 80 years old. I'm probably still going to go around killing bed bugs. But I want to make sure that we can be better going forward. That's what I want. And there's another soapbox. I think I should just keep a soapbox right here and just stand on it when I do my videos. But anyway, I'm passionate about what I do. Maria says, what do you think of combat gel? I've tried it one time for roaches. A client of mine brought it. Depends. Honestly, it depends on the active ingredient. Some of the combat gel baits, roaches and stuff, are already immune to. It just depends on which one it is. If it's fipronil as the active ingredient, roaches are pretty much immune to fipronil now. It doesn't really kill them very well anymore. Jessica says, I bought a home and garden sprayer, $10. Will that work for my crossfire, or should I buy a more expensive one? Sorry, I know you're tired. Okay. I'm fine. That's why I said ask your questions now, because if you keep asking, I'll keep answering. People know this. I've been on here for 3 hours before answering questions. I don't mind. I really don't mind. I just want to let you know that I'm getting ready to go to bed if you don't want to ask any more questions. If I can catch up, I feel like I can go to bed. So as long as I can't catch up, I'll be here for a long time. But anyway, so the problem with the cheap sprayers, and this is one of the things I'm pretty sure I'm going to run into with the ones that my wife picked out for me, is that most of the time, now I'm just going to use water. I'm not going to actually put chemical in them because I know how these sprayers can be, and I don't want to spray pesticide all over the place. But it's really common for these plastic sprayers to drip really bad. And I've used plastic sprayers before for things like, watering plants, and for actually we did a stipple removal in the house for the ceilings, and you spray it with like the vinegar water and you scrape it down, and it leaks out of the tip. And so when you're spraying for bed bugs, you don't want to drip chemical all over the floor. You don't want to make a mess everywhere. You don't want to waste pesticide. Stuff's expensive. And That's one of the problems with these is they typically either the spray tip gets clogged real easy and it doesn't give you the right flow and you're not using enough, or they run real bad out of the end. But like I said, she picked out the tanks. She picked the top 5-star rated tanks on Amazon, and I'm going to review each one of them, and I'm going to give you a detailed review of each one of them. And you should be able to find something similar to what I picked, probably from Walmart or, anywhere. But I try to use Amazon. I'm on Amazon. I mean, I'm affiliated with Amazon, but I use them because they have a really good rating system. So I like the way that Amazon products are rated, in that you can go and you can read it. They're you've got those that are, what are they called? Guaranteed reviews. So it's, that person has reviewed that item, who bought that item. And I feel like it's more of an honest review system than some of these other sites out there. And so when I see that there's a 5-star rating on a sprayer, I know that people that have bought that sprayer have rated that sprayer. So that's why I told Alicia, my wife, to pick, the highest rated ones on there. Your channel is fun and easy to follow. Anyone can learn from you. Well, thank you, Jennifer. Jessica, I used a $10 sprayer and I didn't have issues. Jessica says, I'm always watching your channel. Gotta watch my YouTube Exterminator Guru. They make me cough. Haha, keep posting. You're helping so many of us. Okay, I'm done. No problem. Ice Mask says, mix it and follow the label. Always. Every pesticide, follow the label. Right here. Follow the label. Label's the law. Label's the law. Follow the label. One of the reasons that I always say follow the label is because the label is... All right, so if you don't follow the label and you accidentally poison an animal you're not supposed to be poisoning, you could go to jail. You could be in prison, especially if you hurt somebody's child or somebody's pet. You could end up paying a fine. You could end up, seriously going to jail. You really could. And it's very important to follow the label. And the reason the label is the law is because you could go to jail if you misbehave. If you don't follow the label and you make somebody sick, you will go to jail. If you put out the same as if you put out antifreeze and you kill someone's dog, that's a horrible thing to do. People do it and they go to jail for it, or they pay hefty fines for it. And so it's the same thing with pesticides. If you go out and you use a pesticide and you break the label and you use it for something you're not supposed to use it for, and you end up hurting something that's a non-target, you could get into serious, serious trouble. And that's another thing I talk about on the channel. Yes, do-it-yourself pest control. I'm all for do-it-yourself pest control. But real talk, there are things you get with pest control that you don't get with a pest control person, like someone like me. If you were to hire an exterminator to come to your house, you get insurance, you get a professional, and albeit you can kill the bugs on your own, but if you do accidentally poison somebody's dog, I guarantee you the pest control technician's not going to do that. They're going to follow the label because they could lose their license and their entire livelihood if they poison your dog or your child. And no technician wants to poison your dog or your child. And so you're going to get that insurance level there that if they do make a mistake, sue the pants off of them. They've got insurance. That's what insurance is for. Insurance is to protect you. It's also to protect the business if they make a mistake, because people make mistakes, accidentally. You may not do it on purpose. You may not mean to, but it happens. And so now you've got to fix it. What do? Well, that's what you have insurance for. And you're not going to have insurance for a pest control problem that you make a mistake on. And so that's one of the things you get with a pest control company. So just so you know, I'm not against pest control companies. I own a pest control business. That's what I do for a living. That's what I've done for a living my whole life. I'm not against pest control technicians. I'm against liars. I don't like con men. I don't like used car salesmen. I don't like the pest control technician that goes out here and tries to sell you work that all they want to do is sell work. They don't care if it actually takes care of your problem or even if it makes your problem worse. They are all about just trying to, I guess feed themselves or their family, and they don't care who they step on in the process. And that's the problem I have with all sales industry, not just pest control. Cars, pest control, mattresses.
I mean, you with what you saw today, going out there behind one of our competitors, and
Right.
they hadn't been servicing the mouse bait stations.
Well, because the what I saw today, where the guy's not actually servicing the bait stations and he's not actually servicing the monitoring stations, he's not actually doing his job. It's impacting a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people are buying food from this certain organization, and it could harm because he's just not doing the one job he said he would do. It's causing this domino effect across all these other businesses that are dealing with this. And so that's a big deal. But integrity. Yeah. Yeah. Integrity's the word. Jennifer's integrity's the word. Does baking soda work on bed bugs? No, baking soda does not work on bed bugs. Blood Bushcraft says, do you do bushcraft? I love bushcraft. Love me some bushcraft. I would love to do some bushcraft, honestly. If I had the time, I would do some bushcraft. But anyway, I'm so thankful for your YouTube videos. If it wasn't for you, I'm sure most of us would still be dealing with bed bugs and roaches. You've taught us so much, Google ever would. Also, have you seen the mouse epidemic in Australia? I have. I actually watched back years ago when Steve Irwin was still alive. He did a special on it. It was really good. Ramar says, I ordered a $38 Smith Contractor 2-gallon sprayer. Haven't tried it yet. I'm thankful too. Jason gives me hope that this bed bug nightmare will be over soon. Regina says, does baking soda? Okay, I read that already. I would report it to the Better Business Bureau. Better Business Bureau. I don't know. I could say some things about them. Alicia says, thank you, Jason, for all your advice. My regards to Alicia. Oh, from Alicia to Alicia. Mm-hmm. From Alicia to Alicia. Congrats on your new baby to come, she says.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time to educate us. We appreciate you. Well, thank you, Maria. I appreciate you. Yeah. So for those that don't know, I've got a baby due in October. We're supposed to be induced on the 26th. Supposed to be. We'll see. 26th of October. We'll see. We'll see how things go. Does diatomaceous earth food grade work on springtails and ants? It does on springtails, but only in the yard. Diatomaceous earth works really well in the yard because it will absorb into the soil, and it actually will work in the yard. But you don't want to use diatomaceous earth in your house because it's too dry of an environment, and it's going to make you sick. So don't use it in the house. But anyway, I got to go. It's been an hour and a half. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. You see it? You see, am I tired? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I'm so tired. Anyway, I'm going to get to bed. You guys have a really great night. I appreciate it. And like I said, if you haven't seen my t-shirts, take a look at my t-shirts below. They're by Green Acres Pest Control LLC merchandise. Take a look at them. See if it's something that you like. If there's some other color or something that you think I should carry, let me know. I want to see people in the shirts. And if you like them, at me on Twitter, at Green Acres PC. I'd like to see you wearing them if you are. That would be really cool.
If anyone has any suggestions.
If anyone has any suggestions for a shirt you'd like to see, let me know. You guys have a great night. I appreciate it. And I'll talk to you later.